For the last few months, and years especially, I've seen this narrative float around, specifically your sort of wrestling forums, your wrestling Twitters, your spaces like that, surrounding Triple H. Now, by and large, most people, myself included, think nowadays what we get from Triple H, from the creative standpoint, is almost objectively quite good on the whole. Granted, there are some a thing here or two there that I disagree with or you disagree with. That's bound to happen. It's a wrestling show. But there's been this general kind of narrative around the place of Triple H that he's nose man, he just sucks at creative, and that Triple H booking the show equals bad. And I've seen this sort of thing float around, and it's always kind of confused me. Because I get it, in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, Triple H, he's running NXT. That show is basically just 40-minute, indie matches. We've got Johnny Gargano kicking out of tombstone pile drivers, Adam Cole hitting like 5 super kicks and getting a 1 count on someone. I get it. Like indie midget wrestling matches, I understand that. That was what Triple H was doing to cater to a certain audience at NXT. Triple H knew his audience back then, and he was catering to him. Now, what we see with Triple H, he knows his audience. He knows that he can't do that same crap on the main roster and get away with it. Triple H is fully aware of that. He's a smart individual. This is the game, after all. This guy married the boss's daughter to try and get ahead in wrestling. Like, this dude, he's booking nowadays. You've got obviously the Roman Reigns bloodline thing. How much that Triple H actually books, I don't actually know. I think a lot of that's Reigns, Heyman, maybe Vince still has some say in that. I don't know. But there's that. Paul Levesque putting in your indie guys, your Kevin Owens, your Sami Zayns, making them integral parts of the story, making that really interesting, compelling, making it a big time thing during WrestleMania season especially. That was great. I thought, generally speaking, with Triple H running SmackDown, he's done a great job. He really has in the last 7-8 months. Granted, when Roman Reigns isn't on SmackDown, is it a must-watch show? Not really. But on the whole, the continuity of that show, the consistency, it's more logical. Week to week, you watch it, and things make sense from the last week to the next, which is a big one. And one of the things with Vince McMahon, or just generally the creative regime prior to Paul Levesque running it, that I couldn't stand was how week to week, it was just, the continuity was appalling. It's like they had a pile of spec scripts and they got them all mixed up and they just threw a new show out week to week. Hardly anything would make sense at points, especially on Raw. Now, I will say, Raw nowadays is hardly Raw as War from the late 90s. It's not the greatest. Raw is still hard to watch. It just is. And that's not just a Triple H thing. That's a general thing. A 3-hour wrestling show in 2023, week to week TV-wise, is damn near impossible to make compelling. I don't really watch Raw that much. But then again, when you watch an episode and then you watch the next one, the creative actually makes sense. It adds up week to week. You have wrestlers showing up one week as one character, then the next week they're not on the show and not even mentioned, and then the next week they're a heel, and it's like, bruh, what is this? So, really, the main kind of point of this video is basically just addressing this. That narrative that I still see float around, that Triple H creatively is bad. Triple H running show equals bad indie. Okay. Well, proof, I get it. Bronson Reed's had a main roster spot ever since Triple H has come on board. Johnny Gargano's been on the main roster. But it's not like they're main eventing pay-per-views, wrestling 45-minute matches like the stereotype is with Triple H and his guys, It's guys like that, the Garganos, the Bronson Reeds, they're buried away on the undercard and late second hour of Raw. You don't even need to watch them. They're an irrelevant part of the show. The main stuff is more compelling now that Triple H is running the show. The general product is easy to follow week to week. Ratings have done pretty well, I dare say, since Triple H has taken over creative. Now, something no one's really addressing with Triple H, which I find interesting, is SmackDown ratings and how much of a year-over-year success SmackDown ratings have been since he's taken over. And it's only been really 8-9 months. But what we're going to do real quick for this video today, this is SmackDown 2022. So here's how this goes. So we've got the dates on the left, viewership here, week over week, and then the 18 to 49, which, the Meltzer demo. So let's go to a year ago, all right? Let's look right here. April 2022, May 2022. Let's just go through these numbers, okay? So this is literally bang on a year ago. 2.1, 1.95, 1.95, 1.99, 1.89, 2.03, 1.87, 1.93. Oh, look, guys, they barely cracked over a 2 million. It only took them 2 and a bit months, and they got their, second rating above 2 million? So look at this bracket here. This is a literal 2-month time frame where they get over 2 million viewers twice, and they barely get over. They get literally 30,000 viewers over 2 million. Now let's go up to 2023 on the Triple H SmackDowns. Let's look at this. Let's look for all the ratings below 2 million. Let's see. Can we find any? Oh yeah, we can't. The lowest one here is 2.2 million. All right? 2.2 million. I think, 2.219. This is the lowest. And this was a SmackDown 8 days before WrestleMania where there was literally no Roman, I believe, from memory. But look at these numbers. I think the best rating here is, where is it? This one post-Royal Rumble, 2.544, where Triple H booked an ending to the Royal Rumble where Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, two indie trash midgets, had this dramatic ending where Reigns had a chair hit into his back and Jey Uso was crying, and nearly 2.6 million viewers there, consistent 2.3s. If I'm looking at this, I'm saying the average, just from the eye test alone, is probably 2.3, maybe 2.32, 2.34 million viewers per week. And that's a big success. SmackDown is the Triple H show. That Triple H has so much input on SmackDown. It's clear as day when you watch it. And that is a rating success. I know ratings is such a big deal in wrestling, and we were just looking at 1.8s, 1.9s. Hell, let's go back to it. 1.8s, 1.9s here. Consistent 1.8s, 1.9s. And then we go back up here and we got Triple H 2023 on SmackDown. Just 2.4, 2.3, 2.38, 2.544. That's a big success. At that trajectory, they're going to be at 3 million viewers, give it another year. Now, will they be there? I'm not saying they will, but that's the pace they're going. So just wanted to do a little bit on ratings because no one really talks about it, and they're doing really well with SmackDown ratings. So I wanted to make this video just to kind of call this out because I have seen murmurings of this. I've seen some people say this. I've seen this in threads. I've seen this in some forums about Triple H's creative. I think on the whole, Triple H has done not a flawless job by any means, but a pretty solid to good job at creative since he took over from SummerSlam. All things considered, with the roster and the 3-hour Raw, the 2-hour SmackDown, with the prestige of the championships prior to Triple H taking over, i.e. hardly any, I think he's done a pretty damn good job so far. So that's gonna be the video. Just a quick one for today. I'll get around to the 2019 year in review video. I'm trying to put a bit more time into that. I don't want to just rush that video. So you're getting this video today. So like, comment, subscribe, and drill.